Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to store berries in the fridge. If you are a parent like me, you might find yourself buying more berries than you ever thought possible, perhaps spending like half your weekly grocery budget on berries, just for example. Telling you about a friend's story, of course. And then only to be frustrated when they actually go bad before your kids get to them because they naturally only keep a couple of days. Well, no longer. Today I'm going to show you a few techniques that you can use to make your berries last longer when you store them in the fridge. Thanks for being here. I'm so excited to have you here to talk about how to store fresh berries in the fridge. If you've come here, you're probably having the same challenge I am with keeping your berries fresh. And I am going to show you a couple techniques, one that I use and two that the internet uses to keep berries fresh longer. So berries are naturally a little bit volatile, and that is why this can be such a tricky thing, but have no fear, I'm gonna get you some answers today. In today's episode, I'm gonna cover a few things, so I encourage you to watch till the end. The first is how long do berries last? The second is how to store berries in the fridge so that they'll last longer. And then the final thing is just some general wisdom around whether or not you use the techniques I'm sharing with you here today, how to actually make your berries last longer with just a few extra steps. All right, so the first debate is, how long do berries last anyway? So most of us bring home our berries and we're not exactly sure what to do with them. Both of these are from Trader Joe's, which I have noticed specifically shorter shelf life with. But, if you buy them at Costco and you have a ton, you don't want them to go bad before you use them. The price is only good if you actually get use out of them. So that's why I wanted to show you this. So most of us bring these home and then we're like, what do we do with these? Definitely, whatever you do, don't leave them on the counter. On the counter, these will have a shelf life of about a day, maybe two, depending on how ripe they are. In the fridge, they'll have a little bit longer, maybe 2 to 3 days. But with some of the tricks I'm gonna show you here today, you can get 5, and some people have reported even like 10 days out of them. Mine are usually in like the 5 to 7 day range. So buy your berries accordingly. So the best thing that you can do to start is to get the berries out of these packages. And like I said, I'm gonna show you 2 distinct starting techniques and then 3 different ways to store them. So the 2 starting techniques are, you're either in camp, don't wash your berries ahead of time because it gets them wet. Blueberries actually have a protective bloom, so it can remove the protective bloom that keeps them fresher longer if you rinse them first, and it's really hard to get them dry enough so that they're not then more moist and getting moldy faster. Another camp of folks will tell you that if you wash them the right way and dry them very, very thoroughly, 1, then you have washed berries that you can eat right away, and 2, that it can actually take away some of the mold causing properties that are making your berries go bad in the first place. I happen to be in camp A. I don't wash my berries first. I wash them really quickly in my hand as my kids are about to eat them. But if you want to wash your berries first from a meal prep perspective, this is a tip I learned from Danielle Walker of Against All Grain. I'll link to her tutorial because credit where credit's due. And what she says is that she takes 3 cups of water and a 1/4 cup vinegar. I'm using apple cider vinegar today. And this is a great washing technique for really any vegetable. You don't need those fancy fruit and vegetable washes. You just need some vinegar and water. And so then what she does is she puts, I'll use the raspberries in here. She puts the raspberries directly into that water and lets them sit for 5 to 10 minutes. So we're gonna let these sit for 5 to 10 minutes, and that's gonna clean them really thoroughly, and then I'll show you what to do next. All right, now that these berries have been sitting in the vinegar solution for 10 minutes, well, I'm gonna spill them trying to show you. I brought you over to the sink because I just want to show you quickly what we're doing. So I have this fine mesh strainer. Whatever fine mesh strainer you have is fine. And you just want to be really gentle because you don't want to bruise the berries. So we're going to drain them out, and then we're going to rinse them off. So that we're not left with any vinegary flavor. So give them a good rinse. Give you that shot. All right, now the next thing that we need to do is dry these really, really well. Come on over here and I'm gonna show you how to do it. All right, so we're back over here so that I can show you how to dry these raspberries that I put into the vinegar solution a la Danielle Walker. Now, I don't use too many paper towels in my kitchen, but they are kind of a necessity here because what we need to do is dry these really well. She has a cool technique you should check out where she uses a salad spinner lined with paper towels to dry them off. That is not within my capacity as a busy parent, so I'm just gonna dry these off like this between 2 paper towels, And I'm gonna let them sit while I talk to you a little bit about another way that you can do this if you don't wanna wash your berries first. So I said earlier that folks are in two camps about how to best store berries in the fridge, washing first or washing second. And then there's like multiple paths you can diverge upon after to get the best berry storage. But I'm gonna share with you a hack that I recently learned. My husband was the guy who bought these things, and they have been working incredibly well for us. So these are Rubbermaid Freshworks fruit storage containers. I'll include an affiliate link to these on Amazon in case you're interested in buying these. They come in this size and then this big size, which was perfect for a whole bunch of strawberries that I got at Costco recently. But I'm going to show you this size for the blueberries. So they have multiple parts. They are dishwasher safe, which is amazing. Of course, they are plastic, which isn't ideal, but I'm not storing hot food in them, so it doesn't bother me too much in the scheme of things. So they have this container, and then they have this, which separates the berries from water. So that actually keeps them fresh longer because they're ensured to not be moist, and water can drip down if it needs to. And then you pour the unwashed berries in. So this would be your unwashed berry solution. And then this lid, you can see, has a vent, and it actually manages the flow of carbon dioxide and oxygen to optimize. And I have had good success. I got about a week and a half out of some strawberries and blueberries by using this technique with Costco berries just last week. So the lid goes on, it seals nice and tight. And like I said, it separates the water, and then it in the fridge is managing that carbon dioxide and oxygen exchange for the fruit. So this is one way that you can keep berries fresh longer in the fridge and store them unwashed in a Rubbermaid Freshworks container, and with that liner to keep the water separate. But if you have gone the washed berry route, which I know some of you want to do, you now have two options after that as well. The first also comes from Danielle Walker. This is her preferred option. So I'm drying these off as well as I can. Thoroughness is not really my strong suit. Efficiency is. So this might be better suited for someone who is more thorough. Okay, and one thing I'm looking for as I do this, this is an agreed upon general best practice, which is one of the things I wanted to share with you, is look for any like moldy or especially soft berries like this one that's falling apart, and separate those out, because just like if you have a moldy orange in your orange basket, it's gonna make everything else go bad faster. The same is true for berries. So I think where most folks go wrong is that they're not separating out those bad berries, or they don't see them until it's too late and it's already sped up the decomposition of everything else. That would apply in this container as well. So now that I've separated those out and I've dried these well, you can do one of two things. You can take a container like this and line it. So Danielle says she gets up to 10 days out of this. Like I said, I'm not really thorough enough for this technique, but I thought some of you will be. So lines with paper towels and puts them in a single layer. And if you have too many for another layer, then what you want to do is add another paper towel between them. That one's kind of soft. I get to eat those after this video is over. I'll put this sideways so you can see. So then for the sake of demonstration, I will put another layer on top of paper towels to keep them separated and nice and dry, and then add this other layer of berries there. So just like that. And then the other way that two whole people on the internet, guys, have shown me lately is that they use a mason jar. So let me grab one of those. I grabbed this one because, as you can see, I only have a few berries left. But the rumor has it that if you wash your berries and dry them really well and then pack them into a mason jar with a tight sealing lid, take some from here for the sake of demonstration, then you can just add the lid on, and that these are going to keep for about a week stored this way. Again, I can't speak to this from experience because my preferred way is this way, but I thought I would offer this as another solution for people who want something between unwashed in here and washed and dried and meticulously layered in here. So this is sort of that in-between option. So those are the three different techniques that I have researched for keeping berries fresh longer in the refrigerator. I hope that today's video was helpful for you. If you, like me, are a busy parent feeding your family well, but you don't have a lot of time and energy to use on it, I want to share with you my Fast Family Meals cheat sheet. So I'm adding a link down below that you can click on to go to my Fast Family Meals cheat sheet landing page. You'll just type in your email address and I'll send it straight over to you so that you can get more tips like this that are going to help you get dinner on the table faster, more easily, and without all the worry. Thanks so much for joining me. I look forward to talking to you again soon.